Okay, class, so today we are going to start our next chapter, that is chapter 4, materials, metals and non-metals. So class, metals can be distinguished from non-metals on the basis of their physical and chemical properties. So one by one we will go through both the properties, list them, and then we will distinguish and contrast them, that how they are different in what condition. Okay. So first we will look into the physical properties of metal and non-metals. So have you ever seen a blacksmith beating an iron piece or an article made up of iron like a spade, a shovel, an axe? Do you find a change in the shape of these articles on beating? Would you expect a similar change if we try to beat a wood log? You saw the shape of the iron nail and the aluminum wire changed on beating. If they were beaten harder, this could have been changed into sheets. You might be familiar with silver foil used for decorating sweets. You must also be familiar with the aluminum foil used for wrapping food. The property of metals by which they can be beaten into thin sheets is called malleability. So class, malleability is that property of metal under which they can be beaten into thin sheet like structure like pages. Okay, so this is a characteristic property of metals. As you have must noticed, materials like coal and pencil lead do not show this property, so they are the non-metals. Now, next, try to list some other experiences in which wooden or plastic handle protects you from being hurt while handling hot things. On the basis of this experience, what you can say about the conduction of heat by wood and plastic? We can say that the conduction of heat by wood and plastic is very poor, as they are known as insulators because of this. So the property of metal by which it can be drawn into wires is called ductility. So class, ductility is that property through which a metal can be rolled into thin wires, that wires that we use in our electrical appliances, okay, in the wiring of home. So, have you ever noticed the difference in the sound of dropping an iron sheet plate, a metal coin, and a piece of coal on the floor? If not, then you can try it now. Do you note any difference in the sound produced? Have you seen wooden bells in temples? Can you give reason for that? The things made of metals produce ringing sound when struck hard. Suppose you have two boxes similar in appearances, one made of wood and the other of metal. So can you tell which box is made of metal by striking both the boxes? Since metal produces ringing sounds, they are said to be sonorous. The materials other than metals are not sonorous. So class, sonorous is that property by which a metal produces a ringing sound, that means a continuous sound. When you beat or when you ring the bell of temple, you will notice that you have ringed it once, but it will go for a while, like for 2-3 seconds it will ring, or you can hear the voice of that ringing of bell. That property you won't find in materials like wood. If you take a stick and put it against any wooden object, then you won't find such kind of voices, or you can say such long running tunes. So this is only found in metal, and these long running tunes, when the metals are struck with something, then that property is known as sonorous. So after performing the above activities, we can say that some materials are hard, lustrous, malleable, ductile, sonorous, and good conductors of heat, and electricity. The materials which generally possess these properties are called metals. The example of metals are iron, copper, aluminium, calcium, magnesium, etc. In contrast, materials like coal and sulfur are soft and dull in appearances. They break down into powdery mass on tapping with hammer. They are not sonorous and are poor conductors of heat and electricity. These materials are called nonmetals. The example of nonmetals are sulfur, carbon, oxygen, phosphorus, etc. So class, here we complete our physical properties of metals and nonmetals. I hope that all of you have understood it well. That's all for today's class. Thank you class.